Beware of Chicken is a must-read series. Let's talk about it. Hey there everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Inc. My name is Wyeth, and today we are talking about one of the most popular series on Royal Road, Beware of Chicken by Casualfarmer. This slice of life isekai is so fun. I just had so much enjoyment just getting to escape off into this fantasy world talking about farming. And I know that's probably not the most dramatic plotline that you've ever heard about before, but I gotta say, there's something so interesting about a book series that's not trying to prove that it has the most dangerous villains or, the most poetic themes. It's really just a series about an author having a great time writing and an audience that just are so fortunate to be able to check this book on out. Now for a summary about the plot, trying to take as many spoilers off the table as I can. Our main protagonist, Jin, is a young cultivator at one of the most highly regarded Dao cultivation sects of the land of this world, and he got into a bit of a tussle with someone who is stronger than him and ended up dying. And when he died, a man from our world was transported into Jin's body and now has assumed his identity. Not wanting to be in a place where you could just instantly die and being around all these strange and powerful monsters, human and beast alike, he decides to do the sensible thing opposed to basically every other protagonist that's ever been written, and he runs away to a place far, far away from this magical density in this land, and he finds a barren spot on the backside of nowhere, and he decides to set up shop making a farm. The plot itself is pretty laid back, and it's more of, like I said, that slice of life feel. He's not going about and trying to find the biggest, baddest guy. He's not trying to take over a kingdom. The main character just wants to, lead a happy life and try his best to find his way within the world that he found himself in. The first pro for this series is definitely going to be, it's just such a fun read. The con is, for some reason, even though it's out, I gotta wait all the way until November to get book 3 for the audio version. And finally, the last pro is the plethora of characters and character growth. Yes, I know, that's kind of my bread and butter, and this series definitely does not disappoint. And the fans of this series definitely do not disagree. If my memory serves me, I'm pretty sure it is the most subscribed to web serial on Patreon, even surpassing The Wandering Inn. This series has over, I believe, 200 million views, so people have kept coming back and coming back for more on this book series, and I completely understand why. Now, we're gonna go ahead and jump over to the deep dive. If you wanna check out the series, the link for Royal Road, where you can read it for free, is in the description below, as well as an affiliate link for the audiobook if you want to absorb it through audio form. With all that said, I do appreciate everyone's time, and be sure to keep reading. Is anyone else as excited for book 3 if you're listening through audio formatting? Because I just want to see how our group of misfits and disciples do at the competition for the martial arts. Yes, I'm pretty sure Shaolin will make a great showing. I hope to see some of the Gen brothers get involved as well, and ideally the animals will not get into too much trouble. What I really do enjoy about this book series is how much the animals look up to Jin, the main character, our protagonist, and how really unaware he is of their feelings, as well as his own basically name of being a cultivator in the area that he has set up shop and turned into his home. I think this is such a interesting way to go about teaching these animals, who are fairly strong in their own rights, to kind of learn and go through life. He's almost adopted them as his own children to this point, especially in the last scene of book 2, where he decided to offer them all his own last name, and it's just such a heartwarming feeling, and that's really what you get out of this series. It's not going to, keep you on the edge of your seats, even though there's some fight scenes that certainly might do that for you, but for me, it's something that I was able to just pop in my ears, turn on, and just bring a smile to my face. Yes, it's very idealistic. I know, as most men out there can probably agree, the idea to kind of go looking for Alaska has definitely popped into most of our heads at one time or another. And this is working with the same theme, but it's substantially more interesting than looking for Alaska. My goodness, I just kind of hated that character, but that's on me. Back to the deep dive. I just was so disappointed when book 3 was not out for me to instantly devour, because you really do, at least in my case, become so attached to these characters, and they do grow. Some specific examples is Sholin having to deal with the death of many of her sect mates, and then having to take the praise from her sect for defeating an enemy which she had nothing to do with his demise. And that has definitely worn on her with some PTSD issues, but through her talks with Mei Lin, Jin's wife, she was able to get through that. We get to see, again, more character development with Big D specifically, when he was kind of high on his own perch and decided that he was the best thing since sliced bread, and was tricked by the rats who basically poisoned him and tried to kill him at the very end and get him to commit some atrocities against the Faram. And after that lesson, he definitely became much more wise about the world, and we got to see that in book 2 during his trek, trying to figure out the hidden formation behind the solstice dancing. And that's one other thing about this series that makes it very, very interesting. We have Jin, who mainly sticks at the farm and is just, will give you chapters about, just trying to get these potatoes to come on up, and then pan on over to a chicken that's over 1,000 miles away as he's trying to dive into a dungeon to uncover the secrets of this land. So our main protagonist is the one actually, kind of chilling out and doing nothing. Some people can say, well, his animals are the ones getting into the thick of things and giving the audience more of an opportunity to see what's actually the plot behind this series, or at the very least, what other external factors are out there that Jin needs to eventually be made aware of. All in all, we'll have to find out what happens. It appears that a very, very powerful gentleman was the adopted grandfather of Jin, or at least the former Jin, so I think that is definitely going to be an area which the author will tease the audience until we get to the final parts of this series. All in all, I hope this thing never stops. I hope that I'm going to be 40 and being able to read book 26, because like The Wandering Inn, you definitely do get sucked into this series. I know for a fact I did, and for those of you still checking this video out, I think y'all can agree as well. This is a 5 out of 5 for me, and I'm just so excited for book number 3. Please, in the comments, let me know what's your favorite part about the series, who's your favorite characters, and is this not just the funnest book ever? I guess we'll have to wait for some other opinions, but that's how I feel at the very least. Again, thank y'all all for your time today. I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of your week, and be sure to keep reading.